My name's Ryah, and you're watching Ryah's World.
Welcome to Ryah's World. Well, welcome to Ryah's World, where the thoughts run deep, the conversations are real, and the truth don't whisper, it speaks. Welcome to Ryah's World, where the mind goes free, every thought in the universe floating endlessly. We talk love like truth unfurled. Let your voice be heard.
Alrighty, y'all. Super sorry for the delay. We are back with another episode of Ryah's World. How are y'all doing on this lovely Monday? Hope everybody week is going great. Like always, we're gonna start off. Oh, sorry, I have a guest. Super sorry, guest. I'm not used to it. I'm gonna go ahead and let my guest introduce herself before we do our breathing.
All righty. How you doing there, guys? My name is Sharice Harris. They call me Reese. I am the owner and the co-founder of Synergy Financials. I am the leader of a life insurance and retirement structure business, and that's my passion. That's what I do.
Yes. Everybody welcome Lisa today. We're going to have a pretty interesting conversation. The title of today's episode is What's Life? What is life? What is the meaning of life to you? What is living? What is being alive? We're going to get all into the nitty gritty of us taking our steps in entrepreneurship and, not listening to the voices of even ourselves and everybody else around us, and they're really honing in on the importance of us, especially as Black people, to have life insurance. But before we get into that conversation, y'all know we got to go ahead and start with our meditative breathing. So if you are somewhere where you can safely and comfortably close your eyes, go ahead and join me. A little reset, a little detox. Alrighty, one breath in and out, in and out. One deep one in and out. Alrighty, y'all. Like I told y'all a couple episodes ago, I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all with some a little political, just so that I can keep everybody up with current events. Now, this one in particular, I'm directing towards the young Black men in our community because it's a real big problem that we need to address before it genuinely gets out of hand. So, we talked about this a little bit on last week's The Point of View episode, where basically sweat equity and how they're using our Black boys' bodies as free labor. Like, everybody thinks that slavery is over, not realizing that slavery literally just modernized and they putting it in our faces.
Correct.
So I'm gonna go ahead and read off the definition of sweat equity. Sweat equity is the unpaid time, the physical labor, and mental effort invested into a project or business to build its value rather than paying with money. So basically, you're going to be their slave for free. So while you sitting out in the streets, talking about, I got all this money, I got all this, I got all that, you're going to be in prison literally doing that for 30 cents an hour. Like, you're going to be in prison working for somebody for 30 cents an hour, and y'all are literally playing into these systems that they've put into place, not realizing that, like, you got to get up out that environment. You got to get away from the people that you're around. You got to really want something for yourself, because every single odd is bet against you. Like, these people don't want to see you win. They will put every system in place. They will throw every drug in our community. They will throw every gun in our community. They will incite gang violence over and over and over again. They will continue to create these broken homes. They will keep these Black kids starving every single day to make sure that you don't win. But you got to realize that you are much better than that. You are much more than a gangbanger, a drug addict, a pill popper. Like, you are much more than whatever gang you roll with, whatever your homeboy call you. You are much more than that, and you really got to see that value, because when white people look at you, they don't look at you as a person, they look at you as profit. Like,
You're a number.
Like, you were literally a number that they are waiting they're itching to get in their prisons, and it's like it's really sad seeing on both ends.
Yeah.
Because have you heard about the Julio Fulio situation and how that's all been going down?
If you can elaborate a little bit more, but I am, as you're speaking, Ryah, like I'm boiling. So like, elaborate on that one for me.
So basically, Julio Fulio was a rapper, young rapper. I think he was from. I'm not even gonna attempt to say where he's from because I know he was from down south for sure. But basically, he was in some gang beef, some gang violence, a whole bunch of gang beef, some rapper beef, I guess you could call it. And his ops ended up killing him. But the thing is, his ops are now on trial, and he stood in front of a court and he stood in front of a judge, and the judge was basically trying to see if they wanted to give him the death penalty or if they wanted to use him as free labor. And the way that the judge was just describing, he was from Florida, yeah. So
my city,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I knew that. I knew that. Yeah. So the way that the judge was literally describing this young man, it was like a piece of property. Like his attorney was basically trying to get the death penalty because she knew it was like 100 plus years, like 100 years to life, essentially. And she was trying to get him the death penalty so that he just didn't have to suffer. But the judge is talking about some, oh no, our prison systems are aging out. Like the people are aging out of our prison systems. Like we need more people in our court. We need more people in our prisons so that they can do this work.
Wow. Okay.
So listening to how they literally describe this young man, it was just like these people don't look at us as people. Like we think that we're equals to them, and they still look at us as property the way that they did 150 years ago, 200 years ago. Like nothing has changed, and it's just like,
wow, Ryah. Because when hearing you say that there's an option between a death benefit or a death sentence over 100 years, and we're still fighting for the 100 years, right? To me, they understand that the cycle that we live in the world, right? They can still create that cycle in the prison system, right? And as they create that cycle, now even getting out of it, right, out of prison, you're still in that same mindset, right? And so to see us as a community try to leverage getting out of that mindset, but yet we go to a sentencing, that's to me that's asinine.
You spend 30 years in prison and you don't even realize what humanity has came to. Like it has and it's crazy because I see the shootings that just happened in Austin. The 3 boys went on a 3-day shooting spree. Spree. Like just because.
Yeah.
15, 16, 17. These babies just don't realize what they just thrown their entire lives away. Like their entire lives away.
They did. And to know that now, right, they're going to get subjected to the system. Once they get subjected to the system, there's no restoration. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like, there's no, you're going to jail to learn something. You're going to jail to become a better man. There's none of that. No. And that's what they preach, right? Hey, we're going to help this person become more civil, become a better human being. But yet you only looked at me as a number and profit. You never looked at me as somebody that can potentially come back into the civil world and be better.
Because they don't care. All they look at these people as is free labor. Like that, you have to go back and literally listen to how he's describing him. Like, it's just like, and then he got a joy out of it. Like, I don't think that's what our young boys, not only just our young boys, because the young girls is getting into it too. I don't think us as Black people, I don't think that's what we're realizing. Like, these people have a price put on us before we could even price ourselves. Absolutely. Like, these people know how much we're worth before we even know our own self-worth. They put a price tag on us over and over and over again just because they know that, like, we gonna do the job on our end and we're gonna fall for the trap every single time. And it's just going to be chef's kiss to their system. Like,
and to know that, like, when they think outside of the box, right? It's not that people are just institutionalized in the prisons. It's even happening outside, right? So, like, you drive past the hood, several cop cars just posted, just waiting for you to make one wrong mistake. Just waiting. But you will never see that in the suburbs. Would you say that's how it was growing up in Florida? What? They say You go to Florida, you come back on probation.
Mm.
Because it's easy. They sit on and you can get pulled over, a traffic citation in Florida.
Mm.
You're in the county for months, forgotten about. Forgotten about. You ain't posting no bond. You're not. Because that's the way Florida systems are worked.
Mm.
So to see this happening, it's a sad story for my city because legit, a traffic citation, you're gonna be in jail.
Mm.
It ain't no fine. It ain't no let's go to court, pay this off. No.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
Because there's excellence in Florida. So to control it, the amount of athletes that are produced from in Florida, they have to find a way to leverage that. They have to find a way to be on top.
Combat that.
You see what I'm saying? So now, in order to be on top, unfortunately, the most athletes are coming from the hood.
Hmm.
That's our ticket out. Heavy quotations. Ticket out. Right? So now I'm just gonna post somebody up in the hood. Cop cars. You're not even, once again, you're not even leaving your neighborhood.
Because they're sitting there waiting for you.
But now what happens to the neighborhood? It's
Mm.
all like-minded people thinking about this, they're next, right? But not knowing how to get there.
Mm.
So now, not knowing how to go get there, we're in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's the cycle. We're never taught how to get out of survival mode and understand what success looks like, understand how to dream again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the system has taken away from us. People are not dreaming about the Lambos no more. People are not dreaming about the big houses no more. Why? Because I need to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go get a 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
to just pay the bills. That's what a job stands for me, just over broke.
Mm.
And to know that my state, we're really, really good at making this the sunshine state, right? It's the tourist state, right? You come down there on vacation, you leave on probation.
Damn. 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 So like for those people that are in those environments, because I would say that Austin is kind of similar in a sense. Like anybody that grew up in Austin, especially black people, like we knew not to play, like not to even associate with APD
Mhm.
because APD was always doing some bullshit when it came to black people. I've lost a family member to gun violence by the police, like to police brutality. Like it's very much so common in Austin for black people to not only be put in these types of situations where they have to act on fight or flight, or they're just right off just killed by APD. And it's just like they've created these systems not only for us to be on fight or flight, but like you said, gentrification has caused Austin to become so severely expensive. Like it's becoming to the point to where nobody can afford it. Like even white people that are here, like it's getting to a point to where they push everybody out, and it's like you've created these broken homes. You put these people, you put us in this fight or flight mode, and then you push us out of our like city. It's like I understand why people don't dream anymore, especially why black people don't dream anymore. It's like because, like you said, the only dream that we have is seeing the next day. Like,
And to me, that's once again, it's a cycle, right? They talk about slavery being a mindset. But how can it be a mindset when you've put things in place for us not to think big, right? You put things in place for us to shrink ourselves in rooms that we belong in. So, in order for us as a 1% in Austin, the only way that that mind shift shifts is that we unify, right? But then how do we unify when you, like you said, you've pushed us out, right? We're in Pflugerville, we're in Manor, we're in Gerald, right? But coming to the prevalent city, the wealthy city of Austin, it's not happening. It's not happening. And then now we're talking about AI coming in, taking jobs, right? That we're ultimately fighting for. And to know that once again, there's systems in place to keep us behind.
People think that like when you speak on modern day slavery, like you're talking in sense of like physical labor, doing the hard work, going to a job and stuff like that. Not realizing that it's a mindset as well. Like People think that, oh, I gotta go see somebody picking cotton. I gotta see somebody getting whipped. I gotta
Absolutely
see
not.
somebody getting lynched in order for me to believe modern day slavery, not realizing that that type of mindset is literally modern day slavery. Like epigenetics is not just a physical thing that your body and your soul remembers. Epigenetics is a thing that your mind remembers,
Mm-hmm.
something that's been conditioned and drilled into you over and over and over and over again that has you stuck in a belief. Like I try to like, especially on TikTok, I be preaching to black people, stop feeding into that stereotype. Like we are not those types of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like who do y'all think we were before slavery? Who do y'all think we were before white people came and colonized America? Like who do y'all like really get down to the bone and the core of yourselves and remember who y'all were? Cause like black people, we are gods and goddesses. Like
Mm-hmm.
she sits right there for a reason. Like we have to remember and remind ourselves like we are much bigger than the things that they've placed in front of us, and we're much greater than what everybody has conditioned us to believe that we are. And it's like they're so afraid of black people dreaming. They're so
Mm-hmm.
afraid of black people taking that one step towards their goals. They're so afraid of black people breaking out of these systems because they know that when that day truly comes and all of us wake up,
Mm-hmm.
it's no more then. Like,
And I would agree with that because there's so many times where you just said like we're kings and we're queens.
mhm,
But unfortunately, I feel like the system has allowed us to start gatekeeping, right?
mm,
I don't want to see you do better than me because I don't know my next opportunity,
mhm,
right? So instead of
mhm,
being king and queen makers, right? Hope dealers, we decide to be conservative,
mhm.
keep the ideas to ourselves. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you take this opportunity for Riot, what I don't get the next one.
We operate out of a scarcity mindset, not realizing that everything is abundant. Like the everything is infinite. We have an infinite supply of everything, and that's what black people need to realize. Like that's where white people have cracked the code when it comes to us. They know how this works, and they know that the mind is an infinite source of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The body is a infinite portal to everything. The
Mm-hmm.
soul is that infinite
Mm-hmm.
that you have to tap into, and it's just like we think so small, and we constrict ourselves to time, to limited amount of resources, to only one area, not realizing that there is so much more out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like not just in a physical sense, in a mental sense. Like us as black people, we got to get control of our mentals. Like we got to get control of our nervous systems. We really got to lock in and hone in on who we are because it's like we are much greater than the people that they tell us that we are.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
we're
Agreed.
we're not we're not those people, and we got to stop feeding and want. We got to stop yearning to be those people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like us as a community, we yearn to feed into that, and it's just like no, we're better than that. Like
Absolutely.
be better than that. Like go do something.
Absolutely.
Grow.
But who do you feel is challenging that mindset though, Raya? If you're around people that are not wanting to elevate, who is challenging that mindset? It's not happening in schools.
True.
So if it's not happening in the friend group, it's not happening in schools, you have older generations telling you, baby girl, go to school, get a degree, go climb that ladder, right? But
Mm-hmm.
who is challenging the mindset of really understanding that your associations, right, are going to be your ticket out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I choose not to put myself around people that are not making more money than me,
Mm-hmm.
that are not in better positions than me,
Mm-hmm.
because they give me something to chase.
Mm-hmm.
Once I chase them, I'm on to a new friend group, Raya.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I know that my network is my net worth.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to be challenged to think that way, Raya. I had to.
Mm-hmm.
So the power of mentorship is something that we're also lacking.
Mm. I think we get too comfortable. It's a complacency thing.
Mm.
Like we have been fed the bare scraps, so we are just okay with receiving the bare scraps, not realizing that there is a whole plate of food that we could be eating.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like, especially with people my age now, we're really starting to wake up and really starting to be like, a lot of this shit is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the things that I'm used to, I'm conditioned to believe is BS.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. I was just having this conversation with my grandma, and my grandma has been a devout Christian her whole life, like whole entire life.
Okay.
She woke up one day really wanted to like really just speaking on it. And she's like, I think I'm starting to understand. Like, I think you're really starting to wake me up.
Mm.
And it's like, we gotta realize, like, is it and I feel like this is another thing. when it comes to our community, us as younger folks, technology is in our hands. We know how to use it. We know how to operate it.
Mm-hmm.
What the older generation needs to realize is that you can take some pointers from young people.
Absolutely.
Like, we can be those ones to teach everybody, but not everybody is willing to be taught. Like, everybody's comfortable, or everybody looks at, like, everybody automatically dismisses people because of, you know, their age, what they look like, where they at, what they've been through, not realizing that, like, you don't know where these people is getting these downloads from. Like,
True.
you don't know what this person sits back and thinks about. And it's just like, us as a community, we have to be okay with being uncomfortable. Like, everybody is so comfortable. Everybody's so complacent. Everybody's, oh, it's okay. It's all right. A lot of us are still waiting for God to open up the sky and help them out. And it's just like,
but I think that ties into a slogan that says, the enemy of a great life is a good life. Right? And so as we work the 9 to 5s, we're able to be okay. That's a good life. Right? But the enemy of a great life is a good life. So if I never strive for greatness, I'll be comfortable with good.
Yeah. Not realizing that they're like, you know how many adverbs there are for good? You know how many, like, I want to live a splendid life. I want to live a phenomenal life.
But to know that you were created in his image. So your life should be abundant.
An abundant image. A prosperous image. Like, there's no bounds to God, and God is within us. Why are we shackling ourselves to the bounds of this?
Absolute.
Like, our communities have to come to realize, like, and then it's another thing. I feel like we so close knit with our communities, and we lose so many people in a day. It's like some people just don't want to leave because they don't know the next time they're gonna see their folks. You know, like, it's a scarcity mindset, but it's also a scared mindset, because it's like we're so unprepared to go out into the world. We're so unprepared to take that first step. We see everybody taking that first step, and it's like, damn, I really don't know what to do. Like, I really don't know where to go. And it's like, my people behind me, like, I know that they not like where I want to be at in life. So it's like, I know I need to do better, but it's like, who do I turn to? And I feel like you said, we're lacking mentorship, we're lacking resources, we're lacking those opportunities, those job fairs, we're lacking those connections. And it's just like, we have to remember that, like, there, most Black people don't really be Black, in a sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. But like, we as a community have to realize, like, when one win, all win. And I don't think we understand that.
We don't, because it's hard to see the next man winning when you're not. So why would I support that?
Yeah.
Right? But if you knew that, if you were to support me, it's teach one, make one, right? So that level of support, or even just that interest, right? How do you not know that I'm not willing to take you to my next?
There we go.
But unfortunately, we're not taught to praise the next man for doing something I couldn't do, right? Instead of being the person to be humble and say, yo, he got it.
Yeah.
And whatever he got, I'm finna go learn. I'm gonna humble myself enough to sit here and say, hey, where I'm at right now, does it really say where I'm going? Right? But I think being visionaries in this community is hard. That's why I meant by we can't dream right now, because to dream, you have to have vision. And sometimes vision scare you. Right? But that's the mindset that you have to stay in. If God's given you that vision, it's not because you couldn't do it. It's not because he wasn't there to help you succeed in it. But once again, it's that comfortability.
You know, Dom actually made me a mirror for Valentine's Day. And it says, my dreams aren't unrealistic, they're prophetic. And I remember that, like, I look at that mirror all the time, because it's just like, I used to be scared of my dreams because of my environment, because of hearing everything that everybody told me, because I was listening to the voices and, really doubting myself, like, really limiting my beliefs. And it's just like, my dreams are so prophetic. Like, they tell me everything that I need to know. I ask a question right before I go to sleep. I promise you, I got an answer in my dream. And it's just like you said, people are so scared to dream. Like, why do you think that is? Like, not even dream, because we have dreams as Black people. We have those dreams. But why do you think most of us are like afraid to follow that dream, like chase that dream.
I think it's being very transparent with yourself and knowing the work behind it. The work is the scary part. It's not the dream. It's never the dream. It's the work that you got to go really do. And then it's also the shed, if you know what I mean. There's no way that God's going to put you in a dream or in a situation that you got to go do with being the old you. People's not willing to shed. I think that's the scary part. Is because right now, right, I have a vision, but the only way that's going to be created is the old Reese has to die. And I want to hold on to her real bad. Oh, I do. Because it's comfortable.
So what type of identity shifts are you currently going through in order for you to get to that dream, that goal?
Knowing that my discipline is attached to somebody else's blessing.
I need to put some more sounds on this board. Damn. Like, what?
Because like,
take us to church, Reese.
Like to know that, and it's small disciplines. It's the waking up early bird gets the worm, right? And it's the being able to pour into myself, being able to know that this next phone call, make another one, right? Those disciplines are attached to somebody else's blessings. And so when you're not doing it for you and you're doing it for somebody else that you don't even know, that to me is satisfaction.
So what could you say, like, because I feel like I'm definitely somebody that, like, when I'm going through that shed, I don't know, I kind of sometimes resent the old me, or like resent some of the I'm not gonna call them mistakes, but resent some of the things that I've done, or some of the action steps that I've taken towards things that haven't necessarily been beneficial to me. What parts of you did you have to forgive in order for you to be like in this active shift? Like, what type of old skin did you really have to shed? The uncomfortable skin,
the pretender, the imposter. You could say everything to a text. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm working out. You're in the bed. But it sounded good. So to the world, Reese is this, Reese is that. But I know who I am behind closed doors. I know the work that I'm not doing. Right? And so it was the commit to commit. Committing to commit, like that was the thing for me. So I knew that I had to stop being a pretender and really live the life that I want to go live. And that was scary to me because it was the work that I had to go put in. Reese don't want to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't. Reese doesn't want to have to work out every day. I don't. But to know that that's the Reese that can only walk into her next, I have to shed that. I have to stop imposting. I have to stop pretending and doing the work.
So do you feel like it was like a sense of like imposter syndrome?
Absolutely.
Or like fear paralysis?
Absolutely. And my mentor called it out. He was like, Reese, show me a workout. Never went.
Oh.
He was like, this sounds good. But when you really go be that Reese, that's when things will shift for you. So you can keep saying it. I don't have to believe it.
Faith without works is dead, y'all. That's what they be telling us. We can get to these comments.
We got let's see, you got Miss Rhea Jack says, hey, part off to a good start. Great combo. For sure, for sure. I'm digging it myself back there. Wannabe say most of us come from poverty and we can shake that type of mindset, or we can't shake that type of mindset.
We can or we
I think
can't.
that's what he's trying to say. Are you saying okay?
We can. I feel like when it's so heavily ingrained, it's so easy to just be like, yeah, that's cool. I'll be okay with being impoverished. I'll be okay with being complacent with the scraps.
Yeah.
I think broke and poor are two different things. You could be broke, but poor is a mindset. Poor is a mindset. I was raised in the hood, right? I could have been the person to say, yo, this camaraderie. We all out every night till 7, 8, 9. I'm young. I'm around all these old heads. To me, that was a vibe. that I never had to eventually leave. My mother and dad was not going to leave unless we had to, right? But that was a mindset that I could have stayed in if I chose to. Now, was my people broke? No. My dad had a great job. My dad had a great job. But because of their upbringing, they stayed there.
It was so poor environment, poor mindset.
You got Queen says, I agree with you, guest, and I had to let go of a lot to move in this next chapter of my life. Speaking to Miss Reese. Okay, good stuff. See, Wannabe said, trusting the process and sacrificing to get the work done without anyone seeing it or confirming you doing it alone. Yeah.
And I think that, like, you talk about a wolf, right? They're always by themselves. A lone wolf. You never see what they have, the physical work they got to go do for that pack. You don't, right? And so now, this is what I mean by associations, right? It's like, if you don't have, you could be a lone wolf, right? But when you start to create a pack that's around you because you have that synergy, right? You have that leadership qualities. You're doing the work. Your discipline is attached to their blessings. Like, now you're creating a movement that can eventually start to change mindsets, right? But to your point, Ryah, like, we got to want that. We got to want that. And I don't know if right now the younger generation is seeking that.
See, and it's like, most of us aren't, but a lot of us are.
Facts.
A lot
Facts.
of us are. Because it's just like, we really starting to wake up to the fact that, like, things don't gotta go like this. Like, we don't got to keep playing into these systems. We don't have to keep clocking into this job. We don't have to keep showing up to places where people are constantly disrespecting us. Our safety is at risk. You know, we don't have to keep putting ourselves up for auction, essentially, in order for us to live life. And then when you realize that the system that they've constructed in America is not a system that is used outside of America, most of us are ready to get the fuck.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for us to make money. It's so easy for us to figure something out. It's so easy for us to pivot and take these whole different turns. And it's like, because the opportunities are there. The resources are there. The phone is free. TikTok is a university at this point. YouTube University is a real thing. And it's just like, we have all those resources and we're starting to wake up ourselves. And I feel like it's starting to wake up everybody else around you. What if that's what? Is to be stuck in that. That's when it's true. But that's when we gotta really wake up to the fact that, like, we don't gotta be like this. Like, you know, it really is a mind, like you said, poor is a mindset thing. Like,
but I think to answer that is that everyone has that moment where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then when you become sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's time to make a move, right? And when that move happens, you can be logical or you can just go straight off motion, right? Most people will choose logic. And because logic, for us, it don't add up, right? It doesn't tell us that we're going to be great. But if you move off of your own accord, off of your beliefs, right, then things start to manifest. Things start to create, right? But it has to be, once again, a want, right? But we got to stop being logical. Logic ain't getting us nowhere. You got to go and dream and that belief, right? Faith works. Being an entrepreneur is a faith-driven entity.
No, literally. Going off of pure instinct.
That's it.
Pure discernment. Dreams.
That's it.
Like,
but how many times your mother say, if you believe it, you can do it? Baby, you can do it if you believe it, babe. It's something that's easily said.
Not easily done. Yeah.
But this world was built off entrepreneurs. America was built off entrepreneurs. People with their own visions, their own ideas. And America bought into it.
How do we get people to start dreaming again? Like, because me and you dream, but it's like we can't be the only dreamers out here. So, like, what I don't like, and that's where I feel a little hopeless at, because it's like, I want to bring my people up, and I know I got to bring myself up, but it's just like, how do I preach to everybody to dream? Like that's the part that's not connecting for me, because it's like, oh, okay, I see you going out there and being proactive on your dreams, and I see that you're doing it, but I'm just going like and it's crazy that you had to say like dream big and really be delusional. Like I preach that to everybody. Like this right here right now was something that was delusional. Literally, like having a podcast, like using my platform, literally just speaking. Like, you know how much I like to talk. You know the conversations that we've had, and we've been like, we gotta report this. Like, somebody gotta hear this. Like, we are spitting, and it's just like this was something I really thought of like a month, 2 months before me and him had even met, and it was just like, but that voice in the back of my head was like, nah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna happen. Like, work your job. Go clock in. Go get your little money and come back home. And it's just like I don't know. Like, that's the part that I'd be stuck on. Like, I want everybody to dream. And it's just like, when did you know it was time to move on your dreams? Like, when did you know to take that step on your dreams? When did your dream feel safe enough? Because it was a safety at one point, or did it ever feel safe?
When I knew that I'm not a person that likes comfort. I can't operate in comfort. I cannot. So when comfort started being a thing for me, I needed to do whatever it was going to take for me to start being uncomfortable again. Right? Because I know that that's what moves me, is that being uncomfortable and knowing that, hey, I can create something that's going to make me move in a place that is not going to make me move because I'm stable. Right? And I think stability is what stops dreams. If I'm stable enough and I'm okay, then I don't gotta keep dreaming, right? But I'm never going to be okay.
So would you say, especially growing up, growing up, would you say you took a lot of pivots, a lot of turns?
Oh, me and my sister were totally opposite. Totally opposite. Like, I was the risk taker in everything. Jump. You know what I mean? Reese, go do this, gone. Because I knew that that's life. That's how you figure out experiences, right? As you experience certain things throughout risk, right? You're now being able to mold who you are. And I was willing to figure that out quick, early, willing to take a risk.
So what type of dreams did you, like, growing up, what was your dream?
It's crazy. I did it already.
Yeah? What was it?
I always said I wanted to run the largest shoe store. I'm done. Yeah. Right? But see, that's also the craziest part about dreams, is that he gives it to you. You get to do it again. He gives you another one. Gives you another one. Gives you another one. And it's like, okay, God. All right.
There's a lot of stuff on the
plate. Right? But then you get to process it. Right? And then you connect your purpose and your passion. And now that I've overcame that, he's making me dream bigger. Right? And I want to be a public speaker.
Yeah.
Scared, Ryah. I love talking to people, but I don't know if I can see the crowd. I don't know. But he's giving me that dream, so I know he's not going to leave me.
Do that. And you know what's crazy? I can say, like, starting to work there really inspired me to dream again. Because it's just like, I have been so comfortable in the hurt and so comfortable in the things that everybody was telling me I was, and so comfortable in just getting by, that when I got there and I started opening up and y'all really started engaging, and like it really felt like, okay, I'm seen. Because I feel like that's another thing. Most people don't feel seen.
Or
so
heard.
they'll never go after their dreams because they don't feel like nobody is going to support them. And I feel like that's kind of where I was at, because I was just like, I'm just here. I'm just trying to make my money. Like, I didn't have no goals, no dreams, no aspirations besides coming to clock in, getting my check at the end of these 2 weeks and moving on. But it's just like, I feel like that's why the people that you surround yourself with, and the community, and the people that you, because I feel like most people kind of forget that, yes, you are born into a family, but you can go outside of your family and make a family.
Absolutely.
Like, yes, your environment may be one way, but you can go outside of your environment and create an environment that fits you, that suits your goals and suits your dreams. And I feel like that was a reminder to me that, like, you genuinely have to surround yourself by people that pour into you.
Facts, but most people want to surround themselves by yes people.
True. Most people want to be told something that they want to hear, not what they need to hear. And then most people don't know how to take an uncomfortable truth.
Exactly, right? But that is what causes growth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so now you're around somebody that's going to tell you, Reese, wasn't okay. You could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being around that yes person, like, oh, girl, you killed it. Did I really?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so those are people I yearn to be around. I yearn to be around people that's going to dissect my movement and allow me to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that's another thing that we're lacking is that I daily reflect
Mm-hmm.
on how I could have been a better person,
Mm-hmm.
how I could have been a better leader, how I could have had a different conversation that would have poured into somebody differently. Right? But another thing is that sometimes people don't protect their own peace. Right? Like I've been in conversations where I was a little bit empty. Right? My cup was a little bit empty. How dare I try to go pour into you? Knowing that my cup is not full. Right? And so you got to know when to speak. You got to know when not to speak. You got to know when to listen. You got to know when to be observant, right? In the room.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're around certain associations, they'll teach you all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll teach you all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, once again, I'm eager to learn that side of Reese.
Mm-hmm. Being that teachable leader.
Yes, because once you can go create other leaders, now we start talking about exactly what we're having a conversation about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you have people that are disciplined enough to say, hey, I can elevate you. And I'm willing to. I'm willing to pour in you. I'm willing to be a hope dealer for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are not willing to do that because they're in survival.
Hope dealer.
That's what I do. I slang hope.
Hope dealer.
Yeah.
I like that.
You got Miss Red Jack says you have to release yourself for other people's outcomes. Continue to educate. That's your goal. That's your focus. People have to come to actualization when they are ready.
That's an uncomfortable truth. Like shedding that identity, man.
Yeah. When he said you can, Reese, you're doing it. I think he's speaking on your wanting to public speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Queen says you can do it as well. You can do it, Reese.
Thank you.
Yeah, get at that. That's why I don't call many people friends because they don't want to hear the hard truths. Those hard truths are important. Oh, yeah.
Most people want to be here for a good time and not a long time.
Yeah.
Not realizing that in order for you to be here for a long time, like we're gonna have to have it, everything has a fluctuation. There's a yin and yang to everything. Like the universe operates in duality. I can pour so much love into you, but you're gonna hate me a little bit too. Like I'm gonna have to hit soul. I'm gonna have to hit that heart whether you love me or you hate me. Most people ain't ready for that. Like that's something that we gotta like get within ourselves. Like
True. And the truth hurts.
it does.
You know what I mean? And to know that the truth will set you free.
But first it'll piss you off. Hello. You heard what he said. I don't even remember what song that was, but I do remember them saying that. Like it's going to piss you off. Like
absolute.
You gotta be and then I feel like we're in such a like dopamine hit society. Like it's so instantaneous. Everybody wants that instant gratification. It's just like they want it then and they want it now. Not realizing like you gonna have to work for some stuff.
Absolute.
You gonna have to do the hard work, whether it's internal, external, mental, physical, emotional. You gonna have to push to be that person. And it's just like we've never been those type of people. We've never been assertive people.
No.
We've never been people to push our way through the lines to get to the front where we know we're supposed to be at. Like when you speak on these panels, like, is that something that you want to like? What type of? Because who would you say is your preferred audience when it comes to this public speaking? Like, who do you want to speak to?
I want to speak to people that are dissatisfied about several things. I want to speak to people that are hungry for change. Don't need change, are hungry for it. You know what I mean? And I think once I see an audience that is eager to change and is looking for the right environment, those are the audience that I want. Because now the conversation will be fluid. It'll flow. The questions that come up will be questions that you've been holding, right? And waiting for somebody like me to give you the raw, right? But still be very cautious about your emotions. And I know that for me, in this moment of elevation, as I've been evolving, I have sought the hard conversation because I don't want it easy, right? Like, that kind of gives me the story of the bamboo, right? There's a guy that started a bamboo tree, right? First year, plants it, waters it, nothing happens. Second year, watering it, the whole town. Like, bro, stop doing it. You're not gonna do anything. Third year. And mind you, this is a bamboo culture, right? This is how they make money. Third year, watering it, nothing sprouts, right? Fifth year, shot up 80. Shot up 80, right? Now this man is the hero of the city. But it's so many times when I reflect on that is that, Reese, how long are you willing to go through this? How long are you willing to keep pushing the message? So many people will stop because they don't get enough reactions. They don't get enough followers. They don't get enough people to say, I like this comment. I'm a person that's willing to go the long haul. I'm the person that's willing to play the long game because I understand that when it sprouts, it is my time. It is my season to give back to my community in a way that a lot of people have not poured into it. So am I willing to play the long game? Absolutely. I'm willing to keep watering this because as I water it, I get to learn more about myself, more about my community and what they need. So it's just a bamboo game for me.
So how do you ensure that you create these safe spaces for us? Like, because I feel like that's where most of us get hesitant. Like, we don't feel safe in the spaces that are being quote unquote provided for us. Like,
I've always learned in a conversation, the person that asks the most questions wins, right? And so in order to create a safe environment, you have to ask questions, right? You have to ask the important questions, the questions that may razzle you a little bit, right? And as I get to learn this person through those questions, I now know what environment to place you in.
So you learn the person before you create the environment.
You could put anybody in an environment. You see what I'm saying? And they could feel some type of way and never tell you. How is that conducive to their growth? Right? I gotta know how to push you, how to drive you, when to be quiet, when to observe you, right? And then the environment that I do put you in, I know you're gonna win it. Because I now have you around like-minded people. I have people around you that's going to challenge your mindset, challenge your silence. Right? Why are you quiet, Ryah? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm always gonna ask you that. Because I wanna know. Not a lot of people want to know silence. But most people operate in that.
I feel like most people don't want to know solitude. They're comfortable in silence. Like, they don't know how to be by themselves. They just know how to think to themselves. Like, and I feel like, have you ever looked up your human design chart?
No.
Okay, so like, I did an episode on this. I did an episode where, so your human design chart is basically like your story in the stars. Like, I'm big on astrology and all the woo-woo stuff. So your human design chart is you take your name, your birthday, time that you were born, and the location that you were born at, and it'll basically give you your story. I looked mine up: public speaking, community outreach.
Spot on.
Spot on. Like, wow. It's actually like creepy crazy how it works. And I feel like if you were to look yours up, it'll 100% tell you that you're working in your purpose. Because when I say you are like, you're very much so that person. Like, especially at work, you created that type of environment where you were going to ask those questions that made everybody uncomfortable, but made everybody think. Because it's like, damn, I ain't never been asked that. Let me actually go back and think. Like, I had a generic answer for a question that I thought you were finna ask, and you just took me to the whole other side of the playing field. And it's just like, because it's so fluent and because it's so natural, like, I know 100% that that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like, we're those people that are supposed to create those environments where people feel okay to be uncomfortable. We are supposed to be those people that everybody knows they can have those uncomfortable conversations with. And I feel like you really opened me up in having those open conversations and those uncomfortable conversations, because it's just like you said, that's how you really know who the person is at the core. Like, that's how you really figure out who a person is past the facade. Because everybody can play 21 questions, but who is really asking those questions that dig deep? Like, who is actually getting to the core of the belief of the person that you are? Like, who is getting to know the person that you sit with behind closed doors, you know? And I feel like you do that extremely well in making people like actually realize who they are, because you ask questions that like people probably asked themselves and never gave themselves an answer
to.
So it's just like I probably asked my like there's a couple questions that you've asked me and I've definitely asked myself, but I was too it was too uncomfortable for me to give an answer, so I just put it in the back of my mind. But then when you put on the spotlight, like you said, when somebody puts you on the spotlight and asks what you're really doing, it's like, oh damn,
Yeah,
I got to be real about what I'm doing. Like, oh damn, she's standing in front of me, so I can't sit here and lie. I can't be like, nah, no. She knows, and it's just like I feel like that's something you do extremely well, and I know for sure like this is what we need. Like, especially like going back to like life insurance and stuff like that. Like, we are so miseducated in so many different fields. Like, we are not just miseducated, but we're uneducated as a whole. Like, there's so much that we don't know about that kicks us in the ass every single day. And it's just like we need those loud people. Like, I be loud on this mic every single week, but I promise you, somebody like everybody takes one thing away from the episode simply because like I know I have to use my voice and I have to operate in this platform not only for myself but for everybody else. And it's just like, what type of different lessons do you think like you'll be able to teach the community?
Other than wanting to discover yourself, other than finance, I think that when it comes to a level of finance in our community, we like to see a lot of zeros, right? But the wealth game is not about savings. It's about knowing strategies that is going to potentially set you up for success, but generations after you, right? And so knowing that I have the education to be able to go out and present that to families, like those are conscious conversations that I want to have, right? But it's also knowing that mentorship for the youth is big to me, right? Being able to guide, being able to give scenarios, right, of where you could go versus where you couldn't go, right? And I think that there's so much limitations that we put on our youth that I want to be able to remove. That limited belief, like that. Unfortunately, we're only going to be athletes.
That's all we're good for.
We're not, and it pisses me off because I grew up in a school that's how they saw me. You 5'9", you 6 foot, you gonna be a big basketball player. Never want to go to the WNBA. Never. I did sports because I wanted my body to look good, not because I really wanted to play ball. Right,
but not my passion.
It was not. Yeah. But to know that those limitations are put on our community, like, no, I want us to be able to think bigger, right? And what I'm also scared of, Ryah, is that now, this day and age, AI has us not thinking. It's so easy to hit ChatGPT and think for us.
What?
I come from a generation where you better go figure it out, solve through a level of communication, right? And so
work.
Right. So now what I want to help push is use your brain. Use it.
There's a lot of smooth brains walking around.
Like, so just unfortunate. And that's where I just, you know what? I have to bridge the gap.
Please.
I have to bridge the gap. Please. And it's not just going to take me, right? Like, Synergy will be a household name. Synergy is like-minded people on one move.
So, like, what does synergy mean to you? Like, as far as a business, but also the word itself, like,
is that we, at the end of the day, like this picture here, like life could be gone in a blink, right? There's so many times that we take life for granted. Time is the largest currency that you will never get back. But we play with it
every day.
To know that as a collective, right? And this is what I believe synergy means to me and my team is that as a collective, we get to do more. 2 brains are better than 3. I mean, 1. 3 brains are better than 2, right? So as I have collective minds on one accord, one beat, one sound, right? Now I'm creating a synergy that the vibe has to be felt. And we're a community that a feeling does something to us. We're around music all the day, right? Music in our community moves us, right? But I need to create a synergy that moves our community. And it's going to be through a movement. So that's
You
what I'm
want to be
excited
that
about.
music. You want
I
to be
do.
that music to the soul. You
I
can
do.
hit the comments.
So, Ms. Red says, but you should be able to tell your real friends those hard truths. And we all speaking about the truths. Lack of accountability in friendships. Y'all not really friends. That's right. That's right.
I would agree.
Morby said, microwave society. Now everyone gets a trophy just for showing up. It's false sense of achievement.
Interesting. Yeah.
Ms. Red says, hungry for what type of change? You want your audience to be able to find you. You want your message to be clear, like those late night infomercials from back in the day.
For real. For real.
That was a badass infomercial. There you go.
They gonna hit you in.
From back in the day, do you suffer from X, Y, Z? It says, I always say, if you can call me friend, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I'm going to actually get on your nerves with correction. You ain't lying about that, bro. You sound like me. That's Miss Red. Kindred spirits, ma. Right. Let's see.
Not your friends today.
Yeah. And they are.
I'm telling you, they go back every you would swear that they was texting each other on the phone the way they was using that comment section. I'm talking about, are you ding ding?
Reese, they get at it.
What?
Okay.
Talking about who you talking
Let's
to.
go, Miss Red.
You. She gonna at him. You.
Says, well, I always say, if you hear me to respond, is here's one of his sayings. You will always miss my message. However, if you listen to understand, you'll get it. True, true. Oh, yeah, rap, sell crack, or go to the league. Yeah, yeah. Our dreams are very limited.
Limited.
Yeah.
Not realizing that when you go to the league, that opens the gateway to the drug pipeline because all these athletes are injured. They play on injuries. These coaches don't care about your sprained ankle. Can you still run? Is your ankle purple? Is your toes blue? No, they don't.
Right.
What? Let me give you a little ice. Take this. Take this pill, and then we don't have the correct recovery. So it's just like they're gonna keep feeding you them pills. And then when you really realize, oh damn, I can't go to the league. I don't got the stats that I need to because I done sat out for a whole year. I'm addicted to these drugs, and these drugs is in my community. Let me just sit here and get comfortable in my community. Let me just rest on this ankle, like.
Sure. But it's even like within my industry, like you talk about athletes. Like right now, we got Floyd Mayweather. You was the most wealthiest boxer. Dead broke right now. Dead broke. Why? Because nobody taught him wealth. You made it. This is what I mean by our community loves zeros. He had plenty of them. Did you know what to do with any of those zeros? And now we have a Floyd Mayweather about to go fight Pacquiao again? Come on, Floyd.
You got to retire at some point.
You do.
That body hurt.
But because you were not taught this, right? How to really leverage your own wealth, right? You went and did what the average person does within our community. So spending on cars, mansions, women.
Teach us 3 things. Like, if somebody was like, okay, I need a crash course. Give me 3 things to build leverage for myself as well as my family. Like, what can I do? What would you tell them?
I would always tell people, one, when it comes to life insurance, right? Most of our community sees it as death insurance. Oh, my people ain't gonna get it when I pass, right? But I'm glad you said the word leverage. To me, life insurance is the biggest leverage in this world.
Mhm.
It is the only product that you will have to use because this too shall pass, no matter what.
Mhm.
Right? And so to know that you can leverage a life insurance policy while you're still alive is something that we got to be educated on.
Mhm.
Right now, 70% of Americans have went bankrupt due to medical bills.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you could have leveraged a life insurance policy.
Use
Right?
that to pay it off.
Right?
Mhm.
Right now, 2026, 401ks have been touched the most because of the inflation. Right? Trump was not playing when he gave out stimulus. He knew exactly what I was going to do to the economics. Hyperinflation. Everything's going to go up. Right? And right now, half of us have our money in a fixed account, a bank account,
Mhm.
accruing 0.03%. Our money's not working for us even in Chase. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now to play the leverage game, right? Where you have something called an IUL, Index Universal Life,
Mhm.
where you're getting returns from anywhere from 0 to 12%. You start putting money in,
Mhm.
right? As you pay those monthly premiums, now you're having compounded interest, right?
Your money making money.
Your money's making money for you. Your money's working for you while you're not working for the money.
That part.
But we're taught to go to work instead of invest,
Mhm.
instead of leverage a system that is created for all of us. Life insurance just didn't come about. This has been thousands and thousands of years, right? Rockefeller family
Mhm.
will continue to be a Rockefeller family until I don't even know how long. They still got kids using a life insurance policy to this day.
But that they pushed in the 1800s.
You see what I'm saying?
Like,
But yet, unfortunately, America is not going to teach us about life insurance. It's too much of a leverage. They rather us leverage the government assistance.
most people, especially black people, don't realize like if more black people had life insurance policies, it would be less killings, like wholeheartedly. Like it is a statistic that if more black men got life insurance policies, it would be less police shootings. It'll be
Absolutely.
less lynchings. It'll because they will get tired of paying off that policy.
Absolutely.
They'll get tired of having to give up that money. They
Absolutely.
don't get their people in order because it's like now y'all playing with our money.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't care about y'all killing them and doing all that stuff when it had nothing to do with us. But now you're dipping into our pockets. So now you got to do something about that because we're not finna keep paying them. Like
Absolutely. And do you think that we would already, if this was something in place and this was something that was taught to us, the economics would have already changed? Let's just talk about Chicago, murder capital of the world, right? Our people. 2, 3, 4, 5 life insurance policies on one block changes the block, right? It's not something that they're going to teach us. Why? Why are we not taught this? And so for me, once again, I found a way to bridge a gap, right? And then just getting back to your 3 things is that I want people to understanding that life insurance is not just for when you pass, right? To know that you can set up a foundation for your children, for their children, right? This is when you talk about being a minority and not being the majority.
mm-hmm.
And that's what I want for us is that we could truly go have wealth conversations.
That's
we can go truly dream.
Yeah.
People, it's not even about that. We don't have the conversation because we're scared. We don't have the conversation because we're overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like now we're not having the conversations with our family, our immediate family. 4 people in the household. Still walk past my mom, still walk past my dad and never ask, hey, you got life insurance? It's not because we don't care. It's a conscious conversation that we're afraid to have, right? It's overwhelming conversation. Now you in my business, right? But I am your business. Because at the end of the day, you're leaving this wealth behind to me.
That part.
Right? And if you were going to leave it behind to me, then you know that I could go create other avenues for my people. Right?
So what type of things would you say, like when people don't have like life insurance, what type of uncertainties are they opening their family up to when the time does come, you know?
Unfortunately, the family that has been prepared, they get to go through that time that's very unsettling, feeling I get to heal, right? Because the person that does not prepare, they have to think about funeral cost, next month's rent, car note, any debt that they leave behind. We live in America. Debt is not wiped away when you pass away. It's brought down to the next of kin, right? So now I got to figure out how to bury you. Figure out this next rent payment. So now what does I do? I create another cycle of survival. When I could have been the person to make an educated decision, young, right? And now I get to create a different cycle for my trajectory of my family. So this is why I preach that if you can get life insurance while you're young, do it. You get locked in at a very great price, right? And now, even if you decide to get at this age of 45, 50, once again, you're making sure that you leave a legacy behind of generational wealth and not a generation of burden. And that's what I want to make sure that we can start changing the economics through educated decisions, but it's going to take more of me to go out there and educate.
Yeah, that's. We can go up there.
Okay, we got let me see, we won't be talking about white women. You say drugs and white women, they throw them at you. You're talking about us when y'all were talking about sport athletes, so
True.
what have you.
True.
Yeah.
Them vices.
Most black women athletes are show ponies. Okay, he said, Queen J says finance and how to gain financial wealth used to be taught, but they removed this because they didn't want us to learn how to grow financially.
Leverage.
Y'all know I still don't know how to write a check, like to this day. I would never be, I could, if I read it, yes. But like, as far as like being able to just sit down and write it, nah. I run through the whole checkbook because I done messed up so many times.
Yeah, that was a major thing for us. We had it in schools and stuff like that. You had little finance classes and stuff like that. But yeah, Wannabe said car washes and selling fish plates to put you in the ground. In the ground, a damn shame.
But even like GoFundMe's, like GoFundMe right now is taking anywhere from 10 to 15%.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? So now you got the world out here donating to a cause, right? And GoFundMe gets the profit, 10 to 15%. To me, once again, you have to be educated.
And that's why we got to start waking up and realizing that money is literally a construct. Like money is a energy. Like if you got people that are out here giving a last dollar for a GoFundMe, and there's people that have that actively sitting in their bank account, that goal that they're literally pushing for, that they've been pushing for the last couple months sitting in their bank account, one of probably 10 of them, you got to come to realize like that shit is fake. Like it is a glitch. Like once you wake up and get up out that robotic system and understand that like they found a way so you could find a way, like that shit is not, money is literally, digital money is literally a number and a code. Like on a screen somewhere connected to a server. Like the money that we see in our bank account is literally a number that could get glitched and go from being 200,000 to being $20 in an instant. Like,
do you know that all of the banks right now are leveraging life insurance?
Yeah.
So every time you deposit, right? Every time a deposit goes to your account, right? Wires, they invested into a life insurance policy that is now gaining anywhere from 0 to 20% interest. Put your money right back. Thank you, Ryah.
Yeah.
For your deposit today.
Your money is not your money.
It's not.
Like money is like, and that's why we got to stop being so tied up on the money. And because I think that's what most people are living for. They're living, like you said, they living for those zeros. They're living for that lifestyle, not realizing, bro, that shit is a facade. Like it is literally put in your face to distract you from the fact that like they're bullshitting.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
Like creative. Going back to having a life insurance policy and how you're able to leverage that while you're living. When we was talking about the trust and opening up a trust fund to put that life insurance policy in, to put that house in, to put that car in, to put that business in. People don't realize that when you open up a trust and you put certain assets in a trust, you can buy off of that trust.
Yes.
You put your $500,000 house up in your trust.
Yep.
Now you have $500,000 that you can play
access. But it's leverage, Ryah. They don't want us to leverage that.
They don't teach us that because what you mean? This is free money.
Thank you.
And then it's not taxed. Any money that you take out of a trust is not it's not a taxable amount. Like,
Right.
you put 500K in there, that's your 500K.
But look at this one though. So now they teach us about a 401k,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's your retirement, love. You're going to be straight. After you do 20, 30, 40 years, pull it from your 401k,
That
right?
sounds like a prison sentence.
Ryah, the average American right now working 20 to 30 years with a 401k, how much you think is in it?
Scraps. I'm not even gonna give it a number.
Call it 200,000 or 280, right? If the average person retires around 65
Mhm.
and they practice something called the rule of 4%, right? Where they only utilize, right, their monthly stipends, right? Let's just say somebody lives off 45,000 a month. How fast do you think they're gonna be back at work?
Like less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years.
Yeah.
Ryah. So now we go to Sam's, we go to Costco's. Who's signing a receipt, highlighting it? It's the elderly. It's because they retire based off age, not income.
Mm.
But this is why they teach you 401k, contribute, we'll match, right? Ryah, me and you will never see Social Security. Social Security is done 2033.
Oh yeah.
Pensions gone. So the only vehicle that America has now told us to buy into, invest into, is a 401k that we can't even touch till we're 59 and a half in this economics.
And most people don't realize if the economy crashes, your 401k is drained.
Drained.
So you 58 and a half. You ready to see your 59th birthday so that you could touch that 401k, not realizing, boom, the economy just crashed. You thought you had 280K sitting in there. You got 2,800.
2,800. So now I'm 65 figuring out, whoa, where do I go back to work? Like, what does this look like? Right? But this is why I mean that education in this world right now is so vital that you gotta go seek it. If you don't go seek it, it's not gonna land on your lap.
Hell no. Especially not for us.
And for me, like that's why I said I know that I'm in the right area. I know that I'm in the right industry. Not to say that this industry creates the most millionaires, but it also makes the most impact. To say that I get to, that my conversations would outlive me, that's so big for me.
Damn.
My conversation with a client will outlive me if they put a policy in place. We never know. We don't know that time happens, right? But if they get to pass it on to next generations, a conversation outlived me. And I'm so grateful for that.
So that's when you realize that like insurance was much more than just a policy to you.
Yeah.
Like this is a movement that you're starting. Like
they're not policies, they're legacies, right? That I get to be graced with, but honored to educate. Another situation for me was my mother. And I know that you know, but like my mother has Parkinson's. I got into this industry a year after her diagnosis. But if I would have been taught this, my mother would have been able to access her living benefits right now. But now as a family, we got to go figure out how to pay healthcare, nurses assistants. Like it's crazy, the astronomical number for my mother just a month. That as a family, we got to go figure out.
Yeah.
My father's on a fixed income. He's retired. Where's that money coming from? Me and my sister. And so that's why the crusade for me is big, Ryah, because 1 out of every 8 women will have cancer. And this is happening young, 30s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's to say that you couldn't tap into your life insurance policy? You would never tap into it if you don't have one. Most people have life insurance through their job. Never gonna tell you not to have it. Keep it. But does it come with living benefits? Can you access it while you're still alive? And that's a flex. I get to say right now to my family, I'm worth $2 million.
So what would, like, at the end of the day, what would you want your impact to be?
If I get to, when I leave this industry, the words that I want to be said for Synergy is that they impacted my family. They impacted my children's family. They impacted the mindset that we never thought we would have, as in that shift, right? But they also got to bring a level of education that I'm proud about. They brought me value, right? That is what I want all of my synergists to go do, is just give value. It's always mission over the commission. The mission is bigger than any of the commission because it'll come. As you start to educate, curiosity starts, right? So as I talk to you, Ryah, as I talk to your mom, your dad, the conversation has to happen to their friends, right? And that's all I want is to have the conversation. Start making it a prevalent thing. So it's not happening when it's too late. Because unfortunately, you try to get life insurance in your 60s, $300, $400. See what I'm saying? If we have the conversation earlier.
So for people that aren't in the industry, like how could they start having those conversations? What steps could they start taking towards having these proactive financial conversations and these conversations about building a legacy and building wealth?
I think it's gonna come from the youth, to be honest. Hey mom, how you got me set up? It's a tough question. It is. Because like you gonna say, oh baby, I got school ready for you. I'm gonna have college ready. Mom, how do you have me set up? If you wasn't here tomorrow, what'd I do? What would I do, mom? If you were not here? I'm 14, 15 years old.
So in those conversations, what kind of advice would you give to the parents in those situations to be receptive to that message, or to like, because I feel like we can sit here and want to educate our parents and want to educate our people, but it's like, how do we get them to receive those types of messages? Like, do we have to instill a little fear? Like, what types of ways do we go about that conversation for them to actually take us serious? Because I know I've had this conversation with my mom about life insurance. She's like, oh yeah, I got it through my job. And I'm like, yeah, but what else? Like, like, so for those people that aren't receptive to those types of conversations, how do you really get it to like click? Because I know you probably ran into a lot of those people that are just like, oh, this is
Absolute. There's several families that I've sat with. Oh, baby, I don't got nobody in my family that I really love, so I'm good. I don't want to leave nothing behind. I'm good.
Oh, damn.
Right? But but then you have the conversation.
Where the hell would you at?
Then you have the conversation of the statistics, right? Mom, you do not know. Tomorrow is never promised to you. And even if you think that it is, right? Through any illness, disability, right? What do you have to leverage? What do you have to leverage right now, Dad? If you were to get sick today, not even saying you leave us today, but if you were to get sick today, what do you have to leverage other than health insurance?
So what are some of the like alarming statistics that could be compared between people that have these types of policies and people that don't? Like, even when it comes to living or, passing away.
Well, I just gave you one. Like I said, 1 out of every 8 women, breast cancer, right? 1 out of every 4, prostate, men, right? Parkinson's, 1 out of every 25 human being will have degeneration of the brain, right? So to know that you're not just gonna be missed, right? Something in this world is going to take you up out of it. What are you going to have in place for when that time happens? Something in this world is going to take you out of it, whether it's a car accident, whether it's an illness, whether it's just old age. Life insurance is a product you will always have to use. So you might as well get it when you're young. You might as well get it now, right? Because to be able to leverage that, to me, is a peace of mind that I proudly walk around with. I proudly walk around with knowing that if tomorrow I go to this doctor and they tell me some shit I don't want to hear,
you're going to be good.
I got access.
Yeah.
Right? In this world right now, we see that health insurance is getting snatched.
You got to jump through so many hoops.
Entrepreneurs like us, who is our provider? We don't get health insurance, Ryah.
True.
We're 1099s.
True.
So who are we leveraging? If something were to happen to us, you better go get educated.
What would you say are some unexpected like expenses that people don't necessarily think twice about until that time comes that,
I like to ask people this one question. You have car insurance? Most people say, yeah. You can't leave a lot without car insurance. But every time you pay for the car, right? You pay that monthly premium. Nothing happens to the car. What did you just do?
You just pay for it.
That's it, right? But you rather pay for car insurance more than the person driving it. So what is the priority, the vehicle or you? You have to figure that out. It's a quick answer. Everybody's going to say, Reese, now you know I'm more important, Reese. Why are you not acting as such? Why are you not putting things in place as if you know you are the prize? But yet we have it on our Apple product. We have it on our cars, right? And it's just something that unfortunately, it is so much out of sight, out of mind. But the world teaches you to go get a job, go get health insurance, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not okay with me.
Convenience.
It's comfortable.
Yeah. It's right there. Oh, we got this. We got you. We gonna
I
help
want
out.
it to be so prevalent in hospitals. As a mother has a child, you have to invest into the policy.
Mm-hmm.
ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
How many children have we seen with cancer? Mothers don't know what to do.
Them bills high as hell.
But
She
the
don't
same
know
way
what
how
she
you left
can
that lot with that new Kia, they told you can't leave this lot with no car. So why are we not doing that same thing at the hospital? It's too much leverage.
But you use the Kia. Check it out. You got Miss Red says, who do you feel is responsible for getting life insurance for young adults still living at home?
That's a great question.
What would that answer be?
I would say that right now, when it comes to anybody under the age of 16, right? The moms and the dads, they can also invest into their policies, right? As a child becomes any over the age of 22, they can now take ownership of the policy, right? At the same rates. So you can also have child riders, right? So if a mom wants her own potential policy and she wants her children as a rider on that policy, if anything were to happen to her, they also benefit. A single mom, a single dad can also invest in life insurance, right? It's all about a budget. I never want anybody to see life insurance as a bill. You should see it as value, right? And if you see it as value, you'll never look at it as, here go that thing coming out of my check again, right? Because when you have it through your job, you don't say that. You don't.
And they automatically take that out.
Not asking.
Like, fixed amount.
See what I'm saying? But what are the benefits of it? Most people don't even know what policy they have through their job. They don't even know what's benefiting them. Most people in a life insurance policy throughout their job is a year's salary. It's a year's salary, Ryah. What am I leaving behind? If right now a funeral cost is anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, right? That's just a burial. You have cardinals, you still gotta pay. You got rent, you still gotta. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go break a lease. Somebody passes away.
The system is so fucked.
Is
like, literally, like.
So it's just like I want to bridge a gap because I just know that unfortunately we're not taught. We're just taught to work, and work harder.
That's that sweat equity.
That's that sweat equity.
I'm telling y'all, that modern day slavery is a motherfucker.
Morby said, education is key. Queen says, not just any trust, but a
Living trust. Say that again.
She also says, explain what type of policy a person has to ask for in order for them to access their account while they are living, for those who are listening.
For sure. So in order to access a policy, you would have to have either a whole life or an IUL. An IUL stands for Index Universal Life, right? Now, an IUL is something that you get cash accumulation, right? This cash accumulation is anywhere from a 0% floor to where when the stock market crashes, you're at zero. I love to say that zero is your hero, right? But then when the stock market goes up, you get to participate in those gains, right? We're not going to give you all the gains only because we gave you that 0% floor. We never going to allow you to lose, babe, right? But to know that in tough times, that my money's working for me, that I can pull from my policy tax-free, that's a flex. But that's also security. That's also peace of mind.
So you said an IUL and what was the other one?
An IUL and a whole life.
And a whole life.
Yes.
IUL and a whole life. That kind of sounds like stocks.
Yes.
Like creating that floor. Like that's what they call a stop loss. Like you create something, you put a ground down so that in the instance that things don't go your way and the market does crash, you won't lose out on your money. Like
I need to pick your brain on that one. I do.
I'm telling y'all, leveraging. Making your money work for you.
Ms. Red says, what type of policy do you recommend a young adult starts off with?
I would always say an IUL. An IUL because as they're young and the money starts to compound, right? They're not touching it. You're not using it for any purposes right now. You're young, right? And as you're young and the money starts to compound, now you're hitting that age of 25, right? Let's just say we call these $1 million babies. You get a policy at the age of 1. Your mother's contributing to it every month, right? And as that money starts to compound through interest of 0 to 12%, now the mom says, hey, mom, I want a new car. Go to your own policy. Go get it. Mom, I don't have enough to start school. Go to your own policy. Mom made a great decision when you were 1. You're good. Right? The conversation gets to be easier off of one educated decision. But you got to be taught first to make an educated decision.
Takes the stress out of it.
It does.
Ms. Red says, this is before you responded. It's wow, right when you started responding. IUL is usually for high wage earners that have maxed out their 401k.
I wouldn't say an IUL is just for that, right? I think that an IUL, as somebody that's starting young, you can choose a death benefit, right? And once you choose a death benefit and it's in your budget, as a child, you're probably paying bare minimum $20 a month, right? You can invest your MEC, right, which is your max amount into an IUL that will start to have that compounding interest. Now, for somebody that is older, right, that is looking to see, hey, I'm not 59 and a half yet, but I want to start creating some wealth, right, that is compounding interest, then I would always say that typically in your income, we only pay for 20 to 30% of it, right? We're not trying to, once again, make this a bill. This should be value, right? And if you see it as that and you take 20 to 30% of your income and you invest it into an IUL, right? At the time of your rollover of your 59 and a half, now you have another vehicle to roll money into that has already been compounding, right? And so now you get to play the wealth game, right? It's nothing but strategies. And I feel like for that question, that was a really good question, Red. But really, really take a look at your 401k. I think that a lot of times that people don't look at their statements. You never see the amount you lost, right? 2020, COVID happened. The market lost 38%.
Damn.
What do you think happened to the 401ks?
They got drawn out. They got what?
Right? And so now, knowing that, I'm never going to tell somebody not to contribute. If they contribute as well, they're matching you 5%, 4%, continue that, right? But once again, know how to leverage a policy that will never lose. I always say it's hard to beat somebody that will never lose. And unfortunately, a 401k will lose. The market is very volatile.
So if there was someone out there right now putting this off, what is one thing you want them to take away from this conversation?
If they were putting it off, I would ask them at least seek a conversation, right? Life insurance is a privilege. Everyone doesn't get approved, right? You got to go through medical background, federal background, driving history, right? So you may not even get approved for it, but see what you can get approved for, right? See what's in your budget, because because you don't know about tomorrow, $20 policy, $30 policy, just to ensure that if anything were to happen to me, I have something in place. I'm going to leave something to my family behind. And I also have something to access if I get sick, ill, or disabled now. I would just say put a small policy in place. Once the finances happen and you get more educated, then you can go make different decisions, right? Right now I have 3 life insurance policies. I'm going to go get another one because I understand the game now, right? And now I done put all my money out of fixed. I done put all my 401k. I have annuities, right? That's going to be lifetime income as I retire. That lifetime income right now, my FICO score is that I'm looking to have for retirement. I need monthly 25 racks a month from the age of 65 to whenever that happens. But the only way I'm going to be able to create that is through knowing how to strategize an annuity, knowing how to strategize my retirement, right? And if I know that number now, I know, okay, you got to go invest, right? This 401k is not going to get you that $25,000 a month. It's not, right? So playing the smart game, knowing how to be disciplined about your money. don't get excited about the zeros. Get excited about multiplication, not just addition.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got one good one.
Okay, so no, I'm on. Okay. Linda Williams says, I will recommend get insurance along with your job.
Absolutely.
Working 30 years on a job, you leave your job,
It don't go with you.
that were just money you wasted. It was just money you wasted when you could have got a policy on your own. Because once you get older, 50 and up, insurances are expensive.
Absolutely is.
Yeah. Miss Red says, but they have high administrative fees that eat into the cash value.
Now, you do have different carriers, right? And so as I walk through my clients through illustrations, the first thing I do within an IUL is I show the fees, right? Because even against an whole life, right, there's fees, but there's also fees in a fixed account. You're paying the bank to have your money there, but they only give you 0.03% back. You see, you go through a whole year and you see the bank give you 3 pennies, but yet you've paid fees every month to have your money in there, right? So yes, you will have to pay fees, right, within a life insurance policy, right? It's somebody is doing the work for you. Somebody's showing you how to compound interest through having the right strategies from the S&P, right? So will there be fees? Absolutely, right? But through different carriers, as I get to educate my clients, right, we get to go through illustrations and my client would tell me, hey, Reese, collectively, I don't want to pay these fees. You get to look at a new carrier, right? I'm like that hotels.com. Right? I give you all the options.
Yeah.
You got to make the most educated decision, right? And for that, I know that even like in a whole life, right? The only thing I don't like about a whole life is that unfortunately, when that time comes of passing, your family got to choose. They get the death benefit or they get the cash accumulation. They don't get both. And there's no way that I'm paying a life insurance policy that I've been accruing cash that my family doesn't get both. Right? Most business owners use whole life because they can pull. The death benefit, go to my family, great, right? But in IUL, you get to max out. My family gets both. I've been working hard for this investment.
Well, y'all, we had a wonderful episode regarding finances, regarding chasing those dreams, not being a product of your environment, and really pushing to be that person that keeps you up at night. And I feel like myself, as well as Reese, have really created that space for everybody to feel comfortable enough to dream again. Not only that, but you gave us so many good tidbits on what we need to do, like moving forward, that I feel like most people are going to pull from this conversation and really like have that uncomfortable conversation.
Please do.
So,
Please.
I appreciate you as always for coming on the show.
Thank you, Ryah.
You know?
Thank you.
Well, as always, y'all have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all next Monday.
Like your